Hello again, it's Kendall. I'm going to talk to you about the next step of Burning Man, and that is gifting. So you've done everything for yourself, and now it comes down to what are you going to do for others? I'm a firm believer in that your first year you really shouldn't give that much. You should actually take a lot because in order to even understand what you should be gifting, you need to kind of explore what other people do. Because a lot of people don't like to give trinkets or things of that nature because it can end up just being on the ground and cause more trash at Burning Man than positive things or things that you could take with you. But like I said, if you do feel like gifting your first year, there's definitely things to think about and things that you could possibly do. So I wanted to explore the process of gifting. So why does gifting exist on the playa in general? Well, Burning Man works on a gifting society. So there is no money out in Burning Man except for coffee and ice. And then if you watched my video about RVs, you also need money to replenish water for RVs and also replenish or get rid of your black water and gray water from your RV. So those are the things that you need money for out there, but otherwise you do not need money. So the way that works is that it works on a gifting society where everybody brings things to give away. Some camps are completely devoted to giving away full meals to people. One camp is called Moon Cheese, and all they do is give grilled cheese away each night from like 6 to 10 at night. And they just continuously are making grilled cheeses for everyone. And there's a line around the block. Other camps are devoted to sound, which is our camp, Trifecta, is literally just devoted to sound, which means that we always have a DJ playing at all hours of the night. So that's the great thing about being in a camp, if you can, is that you get to gift in bigger ways. But you also get to take those gifts as a member of Burning Man. So you can go listen to that music too. You can go get those pieces of grilled cheese. You can explore the art. You can use, go up to someone's bar at someone's camp. Because those things are for you as well. And so you don't have to bring a lot when it comes to food and alcohol, stuff like that, because there's a lot of camps that are giving those things away. Now, should you bring enough for yourself just to survive in case you need it? Of course. But they do give those things away. So let's talk a little bit about what gifts you could possibly do. You can have very big gifts or you can have very small gifts. It's really up to you. And I would say that some of the smaller gifts are more meaningful anyway. So they can also be material gifts or they can just be actions and words and moments of comfort for individuals. There's one camp that's specifically there to give people relaxation if they have, if they decide to take some kind of drug and react poorly to it. That's all their camp does is allows you to come and kind of calm down, and they help walk you through that, which is really good for people that decide that they want to do something like that and maybe don't react well to it. So when you think of gifts, it's best to really think about all of your 5 senses and explore what kind of gifts you would want for each sense. And that can lead you kind of into what you might want to give. So for any of those, I'm just going to go through some examples for each one. So for taste, you could give out yummy food. Now, if you give out food, you have to get a permit, which is on the Burning Man website, so it's not really that difficult, but just make sure that if you're giving out a lot of food, that you need to do that because it's about food handling issues and stuff like that. Now, if you're just giving to like somebody in your camp, like a sandwich, it's not a big deal. But if it's going to be on a bigger scale, like one year a child was giving out cookies with his dad, and I got a cookie. So I would assume that they got a permit to do that because they were handing them out to anybody that they came in contact with. You could give out snow cones. You could give out popsicles. People really value very cold items of food or beverages on the playa because it's so hot during the day. So those are amazing gifts to give out. And you could even start doing that while you're in line to get in. We gave out popsicles to people that were waiting in line with us. We even gave one to one of the workers that was telling us how to get in. And they really value those things. You could give out alcohol. You could just bring lots of bottles of wine and just pass them out. Or you could bring liquor and set up your own shop right in front of your RV of giving out some free drinks to people. You could give out pizza. I was on an art car once, and this man just came on to the art car and asked if anybody had ordered a pizza. And all of us said no, and then he said, well, yeah, you did, and here it is, and just gave it to us in a pizza box. So those are some of the taste ideas that you could come up with or conceptualize. Smell is a little bit harder to pull off, but it can be very luxurious. So you could, and what we've done is we've gotten spray bottles and filled them with cool water, and then we've added different essential oils to them, like lavender or mint. And we went out into the deep playa, which is farther away, it's harder to get to, and it's further from every object of shade. And we just sprayed people that were clearly very, very hot. And they really liked it. We actually stole that from somebody that had done it to us the year before. So we actually knew that it was a good idea. So that's something else to think about, is how to incorporate smell into something you may be wanting to give away. Touch is another really good one. And this doesn't even have to be about giving something away. You could just wear something that's very fuzzy and fluffy, and people enjoy touching those things. You could hand out hand warmers, or what I like to do is I even have my hand warmers, and then if somebody looks really cold and they forgot to bring something and I don't have any more to give them, I'll just place it on their neck for a moment or put it in their hands and warm them up a little bit. And people really appreciate that because it gets very, very cold at night. You could also just get a whole box of towels and put some ice, douse them in water and put them over ice, and just bring the box out to the deep playa and hand out ice cold towels as well. And people would extremely enjoy that. It's very luxurious. So that's another way to incorporate touch. If you're thinking more on like a bigger scale, you could bring like a really fun couch or something that's really fuzzy and nice to sit on, because people really appreciate those things too. Especially when they're out in areas that there's not really very much to sit on. They enjoy that. You could go visual, and that could be painting some beautiful art and bringing it out there and sticking it out on the playa, or putting it near your camp for people to look at. You could do body paint. One of my friends brought all of her paints out and spent a majority of some of her days just painting people's faces and adding paint to their body and different neon colors, and people really liked that too. You could create a sculpture. You could create clothing. I mean, that's one of the beautiful visual arts that I think people overlook as a gift, is that if you create a piece of clothing for yourself, or even to give away to somebody, that itself is art and something for people to visually look at and is interesting. You might make light-up clothes for nighttime that are very interesting and cool, just putting the L wire in different places. You could create a dance with some of your friends or people on the Burner website or Facebook pages, I know that there's been events where it's all females trying to incorporate female power, and so they've created dance for this, and they go out and they actually perform it at a certain time or a certain place. So it could be something like that, or even just starting a movement somewhere. Sometimes people start just doing like a conga line, and they go around many areas of the playa and just ask people to come along. Or they start parades for different things, like a pink parade, and everybody that's wearing pink that wants to join can. Or you hand out things to people that are pink so that they can be a part of it too. So it's all about what you want to do visually as well. For auditory, it could be about playing music. Maybe you're a DJ. Bring your stuff out there. Just set it up somewhere. It doesn't even matter where. And start playing music. It could be about joining the Playa Choir, which there is one, and there's also a Playa Orchestra that you can find on Facebook, and practicing with them and performing with them out there for everybody to listen. It could be about you even giving just a song by yourself, a solo gig. You could give a talk or a speech at center camp, which is what I did this year. So you could talk about anything, really. They give kind of some limitations, but you can do that through reading the Jackrabbit newsletter and subscribing to that through the Burner website, and watching as they finally put out the release that they are looking for people to do that, and then you just apply. You could play music wherever you want. Bring your guitar, bring your trumpet, bring your violin, and just start playing. People will really enjoy that, especially if you can incorporate an art piece with it. There's also many pianos out at Burning Man, so you could look up where those are located if you're a piano player and just start playing. Most of the time they are empty. Some of the times they aren't. But anyway, you can bring your sheet music and go find one of these and give someone some amazing music. So I've given some examples for each of the 5 senses, and now I'm going to just give some more examples of things that I did, or people in my camp did, or things that we saw that I thought were interesting, and just other ideas that you could think of. You could give away necklaces. Some necklaces are better than others. I gave away these necklaces this year. They're little bottles, and they have a little Burning Man in there. I don't know if you can see him very well. And that's playa dust. And then I just glued the tops on and gave these out. I only gave them out to very special people that I had a connection with, which is also really fun to do, is create some special items that you're just going to give maybe one away a day to somebody that you come in contact with, that you create kind of a connection that you didn't think you were going to that day, and give them something special. You could give up anything that lights up. So one year we brought like a box of 100 light up rings. Anything that has light to it, that's not like a glow stick that can't be reused, is much welcomed by everyone. So the more light, the better, for the most part. You could give away beautiful letters of gratitude. These could be to people you know, or it could be about writing something to somebody that you don't know, that again, you kind of come in contact with. And you could also just hand out poems. So one time there was an individual who wrote this poem and just handed it to me about beauty and art and being a beautiful person. And it ended with saying just, "You are beautiful." And it was actually really special to receive that. You could give out these little toothbrushes at 7 a.m., the ones that aren't reusable, but the ones that you just use one time. I've seen that, which I thought was really unique and fun. And you could hand out coffee in the morning to people that are passing by your camp or passing by where you are, or even just take a pot and get on a bicycle and hand it out to people wherever they are in the deep playa. You could just tell someone that they're beautiful, or tell someone how interesting they are. or say thank you. These are all little gifts that go a long way out in Burning Man, and they don't have to be material. It could just be about giving out hugs. Hugs are very much welcomed in the playa, and it could just be about doing that. And it could be moments of just silent companionship. When you go to the temple is a place of saying goodbye to a lot of loved ones. It's a piece of art where you bring letters to loved ones or photos of people that have passed or things that you want to get rid of spiritually, because they burn it on the Sunday of the Burning Man. So it could be about just sitting with someone in silence and allowing them to explore their emotions, but being there for them as well. So that's also a gift in itself. There's also gifts in different ways that even happen before the playa. So it might be that you're the one driving the RV in for your friends. Well, that's a gift. And it might be about getting everything ready for, your friends when you're getting there. So going to the grocery store and getting supplies. Those are gifts. They're not gifts that are on the playa, but they are gifts for the people that you're coming with. And doing all of those things and thinking of those things as gifts rather than mandatory stuff that you have to do to get ready for this event. If you can just think of all of those things as gifts, it's going to make preparation for Burning Man so much more fun and so much more light in your mind. Because it's really about the journey out to Burning Man as well. It's not just about once you get there. It's about understanding how great it is to give outside of that event as well. It could be about just bringing toilet paper with you to the porta potties and giving them to females or males that forgot and need some, especially at night when they start to run out for real, because they only get replenished in the morning. It could be about fixing a bike. If you know how to do something like that and somebody looks like they're in trouble. It could be about giving out some gum to people, especially in the morning when they haven't brushed their teeth and would like to feel refreshed. Could be about giving out hand sanitizer. A lot of people don't bring hand sanitizer around, and it feels nice, and it also smells good. So that's another way to give a gift that is nice smelling. It could be about handing out earplugs when you're at one of the concerts at night. They get very loud the closer that you get, and I think people forget that there is a way to make that decreased and less powerful while also still standing there. So I think that I've given a lot of good suggestions and a place for you to start. But like I said, if it is your first time, do not feel like you need to bring a gift. Being there and being present and participating is a gift in itself. And it's just like the regular world where we need people that give and we need people that take. And being a part of both of those processes is different and special in its own way. But don't feel pressure to just bring stuff to bring stuff. Bring gifts that are important to you, that you feel are exciting for you to give out, and something that's going to lead to maybe a special moment for yourself. All right, so that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed learning about how to give gifts, and I hope I see you on the playa. Bye.